Yeah, hello everyone, Biomariner returns to bring you a lovely review of the amazing, the one and only Saber. And today we will be looking at Good Smile Company's newest Saber, who is Saber Extra from the game Fate Extra and Fate Extra CCC. She is a 1/7 scale and she came out in February of 2015, so she is still a relatively new figure. Now, as always, let's look at her box first. Saber Extra is a particularly large 1/7 scale, and this is interesting because Saber, the character herself, and I will point out really quickly, this Saber is not the typical Saber. She is not Arthur Saber from the usual Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and Zero Continuum. She is a different heroic spirit who shares a similar appearance to Saber. She is a short character, and yet she came out as a really huge 1/7 scale. So she came with this beautiful but large box, lovely gold metallic trimming. It has these symbols here, which you see a lot in the game, Fate Extra CCC, Good Smile Company up there, and then a little sticker of authenticity from, I believe, the makers of the game. Yeah, a lovely huge window on this side to show her off. Again, here's some shots of the figure itself, the gold trimming, another window to let in a lot of light. The other side has a photo of Saber herself with roses, which are very fundamental to this Saber's character. And here's the back, the usual information on the bottom, and some detailed shots. The top again has a lovely little diamond-shaped window. I love all the metallic gold everywhere. It shows Saber's royalty. And the bottom is simple as always, black with local trim, and says Saber Extra 1/7 pre-painted scale figure from Fate Extra. Now, before we get to Saber herself, I want to show off her base. And as you can see here, the base is very large. The diameter of the base is almost 8 inches itself. And that is one of the base is my only complaint really about this figure, because it is so huge. It is very difficult to display with other figures. And this Saber does not follow the typical Good Smile Company Saber line of having an oval shaped base with the representative Fate series name on it. She is a 1/7 scale, which is already deviating from the typical 1/8 Good Smile Company Sabers. But yeah, this base is beautiful, but it's really hard to display her. It is, as you can see, slightly curved, so you can't stack other bases on top, especially these little wind effects. They look great, they're pretty sharp too, but they just get in the way. You can't really have any other figure next to her because of that. But she has a very strong peg in, which is great. I love metal pegs. But yeah, just a huge base, and I'll show off to the side some images. I just don't know why they chose this magic circle as a base, because I played the Fate Extra game, and this only shows up in her cutscene when she's performing her Noble Phantasm for like only a few seconds. It would have been so much better and so much more fitting of her character if they showed off a base representing her very unique Theater of the Deranged, which is extremely important to her character. Now on to the beauty of Saber Extra herself, and she is my favorite Saber, being very different personality than the usual original Saber. She's more eccentric and haughty. She's kind of like a Gilgamesh character more so. And you can see that in her red outfit. It's quite sexy. The translucent skirt that shows just a bit of her pantsu underneath. The beautiful gold armor leggings. I love the metallic gold finish. It looks very classy. You can see from all sides, very glossy. I love the detail of the back of her knees. Just shading is wonderful. And going on, since we're already looking at the back, we've got this interesting, well, she's in a kind of wind-blown pose, so we get a nice little shot, if you look underneath, of her pantsu, which are just white, with the billowing dress. This dress is beautiful itself. I love the translucent material of this. And Kotobukiya also put out a 1/7 scale Saber Extra, and I just think Good Smile Company did all these fine details and coloring a lot better. Good Smiles is a little less transparent, yet still sexy. Lovely gold frills on the bottom of all of this. And the red of her dress itself is really beautiful. Again, a lot of gold lines, trimming. Just all the folds are very intricate, very well done. Very well sculpted to look as if her dress is billowing in the wind from a magic incantation. Now I'll be moving her sword out of the way to get a better look at her face later, but as we can see, her chest is really well done too. I love these metallic little buckles holding her corset area. And as you can see, she has a little cloth over her breasts and just a little peak of her breasts on top. And that was very fitting of this Saber, who is a little bit, like I said, more eccentric, more haughty, and a little more sexy too. Again, we have the beautiful translucent and gold material work here coming out from her sleeves. Her fingers are very well done, and while the fingernails themselves are not painted, they are shown sculpted in, which are great. Now, let's go back and check out this huge sword. This is another thing. I love this sword though, but it does make it hard to display because it takes up a lot of, as you can see, vertical room in front. Let me quickly remove the sword so we can have a better look at her face and the sword itself. Now, the sword itself measures at almost 10 inches from hilt to tip, and it is very pointy. And again, comparing this to Kotobukiya's from the photos I saw, I just love the detailing, the gradient work, and the just art. The paint job on this sword is so much better. It is very huge though, and it is fitting because little Saber Extra does carry this huge sword around. Love the red intricate work. It is a beautiful piece. Now on to Saber herself and her beautiful face. I wish they followed Arko Wada's style a little bit more, but her face is still really beautiful. Her eyes definitely reflect Arko Wada's art style and how he draws the eyes, and they look a bit different, of course, than the typical Saber we see. Her hair is beautifully done, lovely shading. I especially want to point out, I love these little gold metallic frills on her shoulders, very military-like. And if we can see it, I love, again, she is a sexier character. She has her back showing a little bit. This lovely little buckle there. And if you can see past the billowing dress, we see a lovely arch of her back. You can see the spine and shoulder blades. It looks lovely, and a little shot of her tailbone, which leads to her little butt, and it's really cute. But yeah, it's just impeccably done. The back of her hair looks great. A little red bow. The bun is very well detailed. All these strands, even though she's just blonde, there's a lot of shading and gradient work there to make it look like a deep, slightly maybe dirty blonde. Again, just the sleeves shows off the beautiful, vibrant red color. Another view of her opai from this side. And yeah, she just has such an elegant expression. Now again, I'd like to compare Saber to a few other 1/7 scales. To the left we have Cerberus, and to the right we have Xiaomei. And they are both 1/7 scales by Max Factory, who is a partner of Good Smile Company. And as you can see, Saber is definitely the largest of them all, just with her dress billowing and a huge sword, especially that base is just huge. Look at how compact Xiaomei's base is compared to Saber's base. And it's odd for me because in 1/7 scale territory, Xiaomei and Cerberus are, pretty average sized girls, but in the Fate Extra canon, Saber Extra is actually a very short character, and there are actually some jokes about her being a somewhat petite framed character. So I find it weird. I would say the Saber is maybe, if we're thinking about it in canon, she's probably maybe a little closer to a 1/6 scale, seeing as a Saber Extra is a short girl herself, and yet she is towering over these other two. Again though, I would highly recommend her to Fate fans, but again, please check out who the Saber is. I think it's really important to know the character and that she is not just another Saber clone. She is her own very unique and special character, and that is why she is my favorite Saber, of course, and my first Saber figure ever. And yeah, she goes for about 10,000 yen, and she will probably go up in price as most Sabers do. So get her while she's still in stock. And please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. See you next time. Bye.